用意スタート。
From November 5th to the 16th, Asian film buffs from across the globe will be joining us here at Innes Hall in Toronto for the Real Asian International Film Festival, which features 60 titles from 14 different countries, including Hong Kong, South Korea, Pakistan, Japan, the United States, and Canada. Over 12,000 people have attended this highly anticipated cultural event in recent years, and this year is expected to be larger than ever. Over 12 days of galas, screenings, workshops, forums, and parties guarantees that the city will be buzzing with excitement. Have you ever heard of the Real Asian International Film Festival?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Yes, I go quite often, almost every year.
Actually, no, this is my first year taking part in the festival. I'm actually part of the Unsung Voices workshop, where like 6 of us first-time filmmakers are showing our first films, short films.
With over 450 film submissions this year, it seems everyone wants a piece of the action. Luann Chan, Director of Marketing since 2010, helps ensure the success of the festival through sponsorship, outreach, and creative campaigns. Luann gave us her insight on the impact and growth of this festival. So tell me a little bit about the Real Asian Film Festival, and why do you think it's important to have a festival like this in Toronto?
Sure. So the Real Asian Film Festival is Canada's largest Pan-Asian film festival. We showcase films from East, Southeast, and South Asia. When Real Asian first started 17 years ago, they felt like Toronto also needed a festival showcasing Asian films so that people who appreciate Asian film have somewhere to go to see it. I think over the years it's kind of grown beyond that. It's definitely a place where you come to watch Asian film, but it's also become a source of community for people who are filmmakers, especially Asian filmmakers, can come together.
Okay. So why do you think Asian films are so relevant in Toronto and in this market?
So I think in the last couple of years, Asian films have actually started to gain a lot of popularity. I think not just Asians are looking for, but people who are non-Asian and have an appreciation for Asian arts and culture.
Yeah. So what is the response like to the festival, both in the Asian community and outside of it?
So I would say that we're definitely reaching people who are hardcore Asian film fans, but we're also reaching a group of people who are trying Asian films for the first time.
Has the festival changed since 17 years ago?
So I think that the festival has grown a lot in the last 17 years, not only in audience numbers, but also in the number of days. So when the festival first started 17 years ago, it was a 3-day grassroots community film festival, and now we're up to 12 days, and we've also expanded geographically. Not only are we downtown Toronto, but we also do film screenings in Richmond Hill.
And how do you maintain a diversity within the festival with all the different communities and cultures in the Asian title?
You know, we show East Asian, Southeast Asian, and South Asian films, but within those regions there are many countries making amazing films. So it's always really difficult to try and represent every single culture. I would say every year is a little bit different. Some years we may have more films from some countries than other countries. We also have something at the festival called the Industry Series, which is educational panels, workshops, and networking events targeted for people who either work in the film industry or looking to get into the film industry. And for the first time this year, all of the Industry Series events are free and open to the public. So a great place for people to go and meet others.
So I just have one last question. So what is the selection process like when you're choosing films from across the world that you think will be important and relevant to people in Toronto?
So we always try and show a large percentage of Canadian work because we really believe in the talent we have here in Canada. We also look for films with themes and topics that we think are relevant to the Toronto audience. We want to look for films that really speak to the Toronto audience and are a good representation of what we think Asian film should be.
Wait a minute, who's this kid?
Jeremy Lin came from nothing to great.
Insanity takes New York by storm.
So what draws you to the festival?
The opportunity to see Asian film, especially Asian film made in internationally, the diaspora, because often you don't see that in mainstream cinema. So during the festival, I get a chance to see the film that most of the time I don't see during the rest of the year.
Personally, I'm an Asian Canadian, so hearing stories about other Asian Canadians and their experiences in Canada or in other parts of the world interests me.
And are there any other parts of the festival you're most excited about?
Other parts, excited to see the first film, which is the Bombay Talkies one, and also Linsanity. Yeah. So those two I'm kind of excited for during the week.
I have a significant interest in different artistic movements and different social movements, different kinds of media.
Wayne Naylor is a fresh, talented young film producer and critic, currently publishing reviews in UK's top film magazines, Total Film and Empire Online. With a specialty in Asian cinema, we spoke with him via Skype to get his thoughts on Grandmaster, a popular Hong Kong film.
This is a martial arts film taking place in 1930s China, and it follows the journey of Yip Man from being a humble martial arts practitioner and his journey through the World War up until setting up his school, where he would later go on to train many martial artists, including famously Bruce Lee. This film, quite frankly, is one of the most beautiful films I've seen this year, and probably one of the most beautiful martial arts films I've ever seen. All of the performances are very well done. Tony Leung is great as Yip Man, very sort of mature and metered performance. Never exerting too much emotion or being too over the top. He's, great as in the star role, but the film really does belong to Xi Zhang, who plays Gong She is the master. She is one of the master of the 64 hands of martial arts, and she is magnetic from the first time we see her to her last moments within the film. Every single performance is great. The cinematography is excellent. The fight scene choreography is great. The plot is a bit sort of mediocre. Well, it's not really mediocre, it's just sort of simple, basic, but it helps the film, and it makes the film actually quite simple, which is good for this kind of film. The only thing is, it does run on a bit long, which is unfortunate, but it never left me bored. This is a beautiful film, and it deserves to be alongside films like Hero, or House of Flying Daggers, or Crouched Tiger, Hidden Dragon. It's beautifully shot, and yet again Wong Kar-wai proves that he is still a great director, even as time's gone on.
True devotion to Asian film culture is mirrored in Real Asian's annual competition, So You Think You Can Pitch, where emerging filmmakers compete to get their films produced. Winners are also given the opportunity to have their films screened at the 2014 festival. For more information on Real Asian events, showtimes, and locations, please visit their website, www.realasian.com. This festival runs from November 5th to the 16th, so get your tickets and enjoy the show.